All right, welcome back. Let's continue our chat with Daniel Igali. He's president of the Wrestling Federation and also the chairman of the NOC Technical Commission. All right, nice to have you with us. Let me quickly ask you, how many more medals are you still expecting? Messi Genesis will still go on the mat. Melvin Bibo, Aminat Adeniyi, Sivine Bolte. So from these guys, how many more medals, or let me even say the color of medals that you're expecting from these guys?
I can't talk about color of medals. There are 4 medals there, and we're hoping that everybody will give their best effort, and there are 4 medals at stake to be won. And we expect that we will go after all the 4 medals.
Okay, let me ask a personal question. Oburudu today defeated a Canadian athlete, and that was a country that you represented. How did it make you feel? Were you torn in between both? Just describe to us what you were feeling when Oburudu, obviously Nigerian, and a Canadian, the country you represented, when they were on the mat. How did it make you feel?
I don't know if you've seen the pictures of me on the net, but I have my hat. I had 2 Nigerian flags on the hat that I was wearing, and the Canadians came in and took off one Nigerian flag. I put one of their flags on my hat. And so, you know, sometimes when Canadians are wrestling against other countries, you have to cheer for them. That's my country. Those are the people who made me who I am. But if we are competing against Canada, I am representing Nigeria. I'm the president of the Nigeria Wrestling Federation, and we'll go all out to win. But it's like someone who was in a football club, left the club, and scores a goal. Your level of celebration is a bit tempered, or tapered, rather. And I think that is how it is for me. But I must tell you, Oburudu wrestled so well. One of the best matches I've seen her wrestle. The girl she wrestled this year has won both of the ranking tournaments in her weight class. And for her to have beaten her 4-3, coming from 3-0 down to get 4 unreplied points was amazing, and I'm really happy for her. Especially this being her 3rd Commonwealth Games. She won a silver the first time, bronze the second time, and now she's completed it.
All right. Before we let you go, you talked about something that I want to take you up on. You hinted that by Nigerian standards, this was probably one of our best preparations for a multi-sport event. Do you think we're going to be able to sustain the momentum ahead of the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo?
Let me also clarify that by saying this was the best, it's not close to what we should be having.
Okay.
If we're going to have our athletes prepared for the Commonwealth Games, for the Olympics, we should not be thinking about keeping them in Nigeria for 2 months. We should be talking about year-round training plans for athletes. We should have athletes, federations should come up with plans to have athletes compete, have camps in different locations, compete, have camps in different locations, all through. That's what we need to do. We should not be waiting, for instance, we have the African Championship, Africa Games next year. We should not be waiting till 6 weeks before to have our athletes camped in a location and say we're prepared for the games. That does not cut it at all. And that is what I am trying to say. It's just because in other games, you have maybe a month to come to camp and then travel. This time we had over 2 months. So comparatively, you would say this was better preparation. But overall, this is not even ideal. It's not what we should be talking as Nigeria. If we're going to go to the World Championships and win medals, if we're going to go to the Olympics and win not 1 and not bronze medals, if we're talking about gold, silver, and bronze medals, we must start preparations on time and well planned. And that's what we need to do.
All right, I can't agree with you less. Thank you for taking our time to talk to us. Let's allow you to get back to your activities, and hopefully when next we have this chat, we'll be talking about more medals for Nigeria. That was the Daniel Igali, president of Nigeria Wrestling Federation, and also the chairman of the NOC Technical Commission. I mean, nothing else to add to all that he said.
Well, you just put it rightly. I'm talking about preparations. 2 months of preparation, and I'm sure the authorities will be waxing lyrical on how well
we did our best.
That is, the preparation we give them. The result is what we are getting in terms of the number of gold medals we want. Truth be told, save for wrestling, the para-athlete. Where else? Toby Lola in athletics. Where else is the gold medal coming from? I can understand that we need to really work very hard. The gold medal is not something that you achieve, like the president said, that in 2 months of campaign.
It takes
years of planning, of preparation, of giving your athletes the best of chance to progress in all of this.
All right, so let's quickly complete the updates that we were talking about. Faith Obazoaye also is going to play in the women's para-table tennis singles final. A medal is guaranteed.
That's gold medal loading.
Yeah, loading, yeah, I like that. So we don't know the color yet, but a gold or a silver, that's guaranteed. Aaron Okodri, enhancing his status as probably one of Africa's best all time. So he's in with a shout. He's in the semi-final, and he's going to play an opponent from India. So wishing him all the best. And of course, those guys that I mentioned earlier, talking about Aminat Adeni, Messi Genesis, Melvin Bibo, Stevinia Boltic, all of them also will battle for medals in wrestling. So we're wishing them all the best. And well, this is a confirmation of, the rise, so to speak, from 22 to 20. Gradually we're climbing, and we are where we are now, 18 medals. And there's that slight chance of beating what it used to be our best outing at the Olympics. There's that slight chance.
At the Commonwealth Games.
At the Commonwealth Games. I think 4 more goals to go, and we should be doing that if we get 4 more goals.
3 more goals ties it, and 4 more goals, it becomes a new record. Because we have 8 gold medals now. Our best effort has been 11 gold medals. So with the way they spread themselves, hopefully, more gold medals. The country in the 7th position is Scotland. Scotland has about equal number, about I think 9 gold medals here. Scotland, and hopefully maybe we'll just keep rising. Yeah. But the South Africans, they've just bolted away.
Yeah. Okay. I hope when it gets to the All African Games, we'll be able to get one of them. But they seem to have. I mean, kudos to them for whatever they're doing. They seem to be getting it. Right, so that's the update on the 2018 Commonwealth Games. When next we'll come into the studio, hopefully we will be talking about a much improved performance from Team Nigeria, maybe more medals, more gold medals, and we'll begin to climb up the table. All right, Alfred. There's a lot that has been happening. I'm very sure you monitored today, talking about UEFA Champions League. We'll talk about all of that later. In Nigeria Professional Football League, a lot has been happening, and we'll, do justice to all of that. But I think we're going to take a quick time out. We'll be talking next about a special segment talking about the World Cup. But before we do that, we'll go on a quick timeout. When we return from that timeout, we will be talking about the 2018 FIFA World Cup. All right, welcome back. All right, let's take on stories from the World Cup. Of course, forgive us if we start from here. First thing you need to know, 62 days to go. It's going to happen. All the things about Russia and Qatar, everybody has forgotten all of that now. It's going to happen. Alfred, there's also the political tensions surrounding Russia. Some countries was threatening to throw missiles. A lot of things. But the Russians have continued to let us know that this World Cup will go on incident-free. 62 days to go, and they're pulling on the stops, ensuring that everything is in order.
Eventually, all of the politics outside the field of play will stop. It's the football.
Simmer down when
yes,
football starts.
It's the football that everybody is looking at, and given the performances of players around the world, everybody just knows that whatever it is you're doing as far as football is concerned now, especially if your country qualifies for the World Cup, the countdown, all attention is focused towards the World Cup. Everybody is trying to position. National team coaches are looking for players to fortify their teams. The ones that that are not getting good results. Just every day we're scratching their head, looking for new ways of improving their teams. It's Russia. And it's 62 days. The time was where we say, okay, the next 4 years, that 4 years, as we speak, is upon us because in a little over about 2 months' time, it will, all of the fever. The moment the season ends for clubs now, players, perhaps 1 or 2 weeks break,
everything
the next thing
going to be
is
about the World Cup.
Pre-season teams are in camp and then they're preparing for the World Cup.
Okay, let's start with our own. Of course, you won't blame us. We want to talk about Nigeria, talk about 2018 World Cup. One of the guys, a part of the firstborn of the family of players who have represented Nigeria at the World Cup. Talking about Emmanuel Amunike. He's been having his say, talking about Nigeria's chances. I mean, no better person to talk about Nigeria's chances than someone who has played at that level, who, you know, some would say probably the person with the best left foot that I could remember, you know, maybe in my own generation. But he's been talking and he has a lot of interesting things to say about Nigeria's chances at the World Cup.
Yeah, well, I like the expression of firstborn, as it were. The generation of players that first, for Sunday Lise put it, in their families, they are the first players to go to the World Cup. Irrespective of what the greats that we had in football and all of them played. Their generation were the first to go to the World Cup. And since then, whether you like it or not, they've been in the news. Any time you talk about the World Cup, they are the people that you take reference from. Amunike, one player that injury didn't help at all.
Fair to him.
Injury wasn't fair to him, but then he's since moved on. Yeah. We've seen the quality of job he's been able to do for age-grade football. And so, talking about the World Cup, I think for him, we need to do the best that we can for these boys to get the results at the World Cup.
Yeah, let's hear him in his own words, Emmanuel Amunike, what he has to say about Nigeria's chances at the 2018 FIFA World Cup.
We have a team, and we have a team that can do well. We have a team that can grow. We have a team that can progress. But it all depends on our plans we're coming up with. Like I said, dreams without plans is an illusion. So we all have a dream. We want to win the World Cup, but we must support it with plans. Yeah, I'm impressed with the team. The friendly game is not for winning. It's to assess ourselves. It's to know what we'll be expecting. It's to know that it will be difficult. So I'm impressed with the team. We can always go better. That's just the reality. We cannot be perfect, but we can always do much better to reach that dreams and that goal that we set for ourselves as a country.
All right, so to make our dreams come to reality, we need to do a lot of things. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, it's hard enough that we have Croatia, Argentina, and Iceland in our group, but it hasn't stopped a lot of us from saying that we will get to the semi-finals, get to the quarterfinals, but I guess we have to get out of that group first. Okay, let's talk about the FIFA World Cup again. Talk about the trophy tour that has been on for a while. Of course, it has gone across a lot of countries, and right there on your screen, President of Mexico, Peña Nieto, is receiving the World Cup trophy, telling his national team manager, ensure that you return with this trophy after the World Cup. Whether that will happen, we'll have to wait and see whether that will happen. But the Mexicans warmly received the delegation from FIFA, and of course the trophy will touch down in many other countries before it returns to Russia. All right, let's take another quick time out, and we will return with the rest of the show.